Yo, what's going on, people? It's your boy, Mr. Alvin, and this is Mistar And Mates, the Roundtable edition. I'm joined by some amazing guests. To my right, we've got the one and only Bellah. We saying singer, songwriter, actor, all-round performer, amazingness. To my left, we have the one and only. This is like my personal favourite content creator around Sickle Cell and all things content. We've got the one and only Tito, also known as Her Sickle Journey.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we've got a powerhouse from East London. You know what I'm saying? Like, sold out the O2. You know what I'm saying? The O2 is to know what I'm saying? We're out here, we're active. Grime MC, rap MC, straight from East London. The one and only A Star. And yeah, man, these are my mates, guys. These are my friends, these are my peoples. And obviously you've got myself, Mr. Alvin, I'm back. It's been a long time I've been on this channel and this is crazy. But I want to thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
And yeah, I think we're just going to talk about what everyone does. And obviously the thing that bonds us all together is the fact that we have Sickle Cell. Which a lot of people seem to be learning about recently, since the likes of Sickle Cell. But the first question I want to ask everyone, starting with A Star, in fact, what's the weirdest or most unexpected thing that sparks your creativity?
I think my pain.
Okay.
Yeah. I think especially with writing songs, I get writer's block just randomly, and I'm always like, how do I get inspiration? And I always just stop and live life. And 9 times out of 10, it's the pain that I go through that inspires me to just create. It's quite dark, but you lot understand me.
No, but it is to understand.
Yeah.
Fair. Other than that pain, what would be like an unexpected thing that you'd be like, wow, do you know what? When that happened, it kind of like done the same thing.
I don't know. I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Tito, what about you?
I was thinking the same thing, you know, because it's normally like when I am not able to do anything, when my mind is racing, like, oh my gosh, I could be doing this and that. Yeah. Like when I'm out of this hospital, I'm gonna be making content, contacting these people, all of these kind of things. And it's just like when I physically, like when everything's kind of been stripped away, like back to basics, and I'm physically just cannot do anything, that's when I'm like, okay, cool, I could be doing so much more. Yeah. And it's crazy because like I'll be comparing myself to like nothing, like to my potential almost. And it's like, it's not fair because when I'm outside of the hospital, I'm not holding myself to the same standard either. But it's only when I'm actually there for a reason that it's like, I'm not giving myself the grace to be like, you actually have to rest. Like, but yeah, I don't know what else outside of that though. I need to think of that.
What are you?
I don't want to be the third person to say it. Is that I also have a very real, tangible relationship with death.
Oh, fair.
Like, I've had a couple near-death NDEs. So mortality.
NDEs.
Yeah.
What?
So mortality.
Yeah.
And then I went to see Beyonce in concert, and I was like, if I don't do that, then I'm not doing anything really. But yeah, when I see other creatives fulfill what I feel like their fulfilled potential is. When I see that inspires me. But also the idea of like very much white YOLO, very much. Tomorrow could be here, could not. So let's do this thing today.
Fair.
And try. Oh, at least let's try to do this thing today and see what happens.
Fair, man. Do you know? For me, I feel like it's like, I don't know. Not that it's bare dumb, but I might see someone do something. Either creatively, so someone like I might go to the theatre and be like, oh my days, wow, the way he done that was sick with his breath. Like it could be a one thing like he just went. I was like, wow, that was amazing, and I think that for me would trigger. Or I'll try and run. Then I realise, wow, I'm breathless. Yeah. Then now I'm like, wow, so many ideas have come. And there's a short film about how our blood will, like, that's, for me, sometimes it'd be doing that. It really be going in different ways. Okay, cool. So out of all of us here, I feel like every person has brought Sickle Cell into the creative process. So obviously, you wrote a song to Cause You Can, right? Cause You Can. Obviously, you have Hidden Pain, and pretty much the majority of your content is about Sickle Cell. I struggle to do that, or I have struggled in the past. Like, I've never actually done anything that's like, oh yeah, this is for sickle cell, or this pertains to sickle cell, or let me add sickle cell into this. Like, it's just been a thing. For you guys, what would you say is like why? I think is my question. Like, why did you not feel like you needed to? Because I think, aside from obviously being in pain and in those moments, because we've all been in pain, like, and I've been in pain, but I still haven't wanted people to know I was in that much pain, or I haven't wanted people to know that I go through this to a degree. So at what point did you guys get to where it was like, do you know what, nah, this is the way I can release? Or maybe it was a release for you, or like, what was it?
Bro, can I just say, I don't think you have to, you know. I don't think you have to feel like you're in a position where it's like, what am I doing for sickle cell in my creative space? I saw you on Super Cell, bro. And I said, that brother represents me because I have sickle cell. And I said, that's one of us on that show. Today, I was at work speaking to a colleague about sickle cell. She's got no clue what it is. Yeah. And I said, my friend has sickle cell and he was on Super Cell. That in itself, you've represented yourself, your family, your pain with sickle cell in a space where, obviously, we know the overall thing is Super Cell, but you've represented that in a space where a lot of people can't. So I don't feel like you have to do something in regards to sickle cell within your creative space. I say that, but then now we're in your creative space now. So you're contradicting yourself. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fair, I hear that. But then, okay, but for you, what was it that, like, with Hidden Pain, was it just like, all right, I need to do this thing, or was it just...
So I kind of got in the space where, through music, I like to speak about realistic things about what I'm going through. And I feel like, especially in the gospel or Christian industry, we don't have enough real conversations about, yes, we do have faith, but we also have real life situations that happen to us, mental health, physical health, all of that stuff. And I come from a background where it was very much, oh, don't claim that you have sickle cell, or don't say it. And then I'm thinking, okay, let me not say it, and then it's going to magically disappear, and then it doesn't happen. So let me speak about the pain that I'm in, and how am I going to do that best, and that's through my songs. So Hidden Pain was something I wanted to do, just to say this is what I go through, but also the music video, I wanted people to see, just to have a little glance of what people sickle cell go through.
That's beautiful, man. And Cause You Can, I can't like, see Cause You Can, see when that song came out, I remember playing it and I was like, cause you can, don't, like, I was really in it, like, and the song was in me, but I don't think I knew you had sickle cell at the time. I wasn't sure, but I was like, bro, why do I resonate with this song so much in it? And then obviously, you know, the music video came out and all these things, and I thought, wow, this is actually amazing. So what drove you to the point to write about that? Because obviously, and I think it's beautiful as well, because someone could actually listen to that song and think it's about a guy. And I thought that was sick. So it's like, how do you kind of like bridge that or make those distinctions, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like at the time that I wrote Cause You Can, I wasn't in a place to be like, I have sickle cell. Because I was very, maybe a little bit prideful at the moment, but I was very like, I want people to like my music because my music is good, and not have that sympathy card being drawn so that like, oh, she's just doing so amazing, she's suffering and it's just so, as if it makes the art any better. But I was like, I'm also, like A-Star said, as a writer as well, I want to write things that are true to my experiences. So I wrote it with Sons of Sonics, and I spoke to Mikey, and I was like, let's personify sickle cell so that I'm talking to a person. Then I can really get my beat off. And I can really say what I want to say and have this conversation and still do something in that vein and just shed a light without it being like, woe is me, I got the cell. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I think it resonated because when I finished writing it, I realized, wow, I have a really toxic relationship with this thing that is never gonna leave me. And I think a lot of people that were leaving their like abusive relationships and stuff like that, they were messaging me like, love this song, I resonate with it, and I was like, oh damn, this is deeper. But I just wanted to be real, but I didn't want to be the poster child for like sicklers doing well, or sicklers doing something.
Doing their thing, You just wanted to be successful based on who you were in the time. Yeah,
I think as I've gotten older, I've realised the importance of talking about it a little bit more and just reminding people, hey, by the way, this is a thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I've never wanted to be Sickle Cell first and art second. I've always wanted to be art forward, and then I'm an artist that just so happens to be half Sickle Cell, and not that girl that's an artist as well. But and I think because of that, and it has no pronouns in it as well.
Yes.
So it's just you, so you can apply it to anything.
Yeah.
And but yeah.
That was creatively smart still. That was very sick. That was very, very, very dope. And obviously, for yourself, because you speak about, I think like you do content obviously just about like your days and your life and stuff, but obviously a lot of it is about your journey with Sickle Cell.
Yeah.
Which I think is sick, because I think my thing was very similar to what you were saying. It's just like, I know I've got Sickle Cell, but I don't want you to pity me, and that's why now you're booking me for a job, or oh yeah, you're a sick actor because you have Sickle Cell. I just want it to be like, I just know I'm a sick actor, I know I'm a sick presenter, do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like for you, it was like, as a person, as a human being, it's like, this is my daily journey and this is what I deal with. For you, what was that like? And at what point as well? Because I believe we're all West African, yeah?
Yes. No.
No.
Oh my gosh, you're not. Oh my days. Congo's not in West Africa.
It's central.
It's Central Africa, so we're all West and Central African.
Still.
I'm sorry, man.
Take it
I
as a
apologise.
compliment.
I'm married to a West African, so
West Africa. Come on.
I'll let you
But
know.
yeah, sorry, and Central, of course. So yeah, for you, how was that? Because especially, I'm sure at one point it was like a taboo to talk about.
Oh yeah, it's always been a taboo. I started what I do accidentally almost. So I think it started more out of like frustration or rebellion. It didn't start on social media. First I had a blog. I think I was like maybe like 13, 14, and I made a blog online. It was anonymous. And I was just ranting. I was like, this happened. I think I had it for maybe like 3 years, and it got like 27 views in the whole 3 years. And then I left it. I almost forgot about it. And it was when I was in uni and I got close to a certain group of friends, and they found out about my health, and they found out that I had a blog that I was thinking about like resurfacing. Yeah. And they were like, oh yeah, you should definitely do it. You should talk about X, Y, and Z. And they're the people who like proper encouraged me to start, and then naturally I started promoting it on social media, and then I just made a page for it, and I was like, oh, okay, let me just keep posting here because it's reaching more people than I expected it to. But yeah, it's always been a thing of like, it wasn't my intention to be the face of, of course. But I think it's been interesting because again, like reaching so many people, and like people sending messages, oh, like this is exactly what I'm going through, or this is really encouraging. I'm like, oh, I'm just doing this to blow steam kind of thing. But I'm happy that it turned into something that other people can look at and relate to. But then eventually, like after I realized it can help people, I was like, okay, cool, let me at least turn this into something that I wish I saw when I was growing up with Sickle Cell. So that's kind of what drives me when it comes to like sharing. Yeah.
That's dope. So now, okay, I want to take out Sickle Cell from the equation just for like a few moments. I just want to talk to you guys about like your creative journeys, you know, like just as a musician and actor. Congratulations, obviously. Yeah, no, but obviously, like you, like, I mean, how was that? You booked a TV show. What was the process for you? Like, especially as a musician, do you have an agent? Did they hit you up with the acting gig, or what? Like, what was that whole process like for you?
That was the first.
Queenie, by the way, she's in Queenie. Obviously, in case you haven't watched it, make sure you go check it out. I know.
That was the first acting gig they kind of offered me as Bellah. Which was, and I'll be so very raw because I was so.
Well, so you just got offered it on the table?
Okay,
hey,
so
we want you.
No. So I was doing promo for my last project, Adultsville, on on the news, so ITV, and the casting director was on ITV watching her program, and then the news popped up, and she saw me, and she was like, she's fun. Literally, she was like, you will ruin the socks off the interview or whatever, blah, blah. So she put me forward for the project. Yeah. And I did a couple, obviously, you know how it goes. Not even self-tape, I auditioned on like a Zoom situation.
Some people got it like that. Some of us have to self-tape.
No, I did a Zoom audition and I didn't have the script on me, the first Zoom audition. So I immediately thought, oh, they don't think I'm serious, it's alright, it's fine. They were like, oh no, we'll do it next time. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, cool. and then I was traveling a lot to America, and they were like, "Oh, where are you now?" Like, I'm Malay. Like, okay, can we schedule another Zoom? And it kept going like that. I genuinely was like, I didn't want the role.
Yeah.
And it was because I grew up doing.
Want it?
No, I didn't. I grew up doing musical theatre, but singing and dancing in my brain was my strength.
Yeah.
And I was always a bit shy of acting because I was just like, I don't think I'm as good as everybody else. So I will do it when it requires it, but that's not my specialty. That's not what I've studied. That's not what, do you know what I mean? So they kept asking me back, and I was like, guys, I'm not an actor. Do you get it? Like, stop that. And then I was doing South by Southwest in Texas, and I did like a Soho House tour around America in 2023.
Look at this one, get over this one. Chilling.
And then I wanted to, the tour ended in LA. I extended my ticket, and then I was going to extend my ticket again. Because I was like, I'm going to finish my project whilst I'm here, kill all the birds with however many stones I had. And my manager was like, you can't extend your ticket. You've booked a role and you're going for a temporary when you land. I was like...
just like that. I love that. I didn't even want it.
But I did it, and it was one of the best experiences. And I didn't realise how much I enjoyed being in those kind of roles. Which is like I liked the comic relief of it all. I liked being a support. I liked being part of somebody else's vision. Which was nice, because when you are an artist or when you are in control of your own, you are very meticulous. This ad lib needs to be right. Your mix is, the grading of this video is terrible. I'm gonna redo this, and you're so anal about everything. But it was just nice to show up and be like, "What do you want me to do? I'm gonna execute it. I'm going home now." And it was and
you know we're just going home. They're dropping you home. They're picking you up.
And it's just like, okay, see you later. And Candice Carty-Williams, who wrote it, has become one of the loves of my life. She's even come to the hospital to visit me and all that. Like very.
Like you just become close.
Very, very close. And but yeah, Queenie, amazing.
Amazing, yeah.
Fantastic.
Sick,
thank you.
We'll get into that stuff about maybe having Christ on set, but we'll see. Obviously another musician. Rap, I feel like with grime, it can be very breathy.
Yeah.
What is that like for you in terms of just like making sure that your clarity is hitting, your cadence is hitting, you're holding up your breath at the right point, and getting into the booth? I'm sure it must be, obviously you're a father as well. So how is your creative process now in terms of everything, like Sickle Cell aside, just everything in terms of like making music? How's that for you?
It's difficult.
I don't know.
Because my money's not going towards studio anymore. It's going towards my kids.
Fair.
And family bills and all that stuff. But I think that's the reality of being an independent artist sometimes is I have to stretch everything to go to these places, but also have to think about my art. And I think it's been quite difficult, but I'm finding the balance now of doing that. But it doesn't take away with the beautiful time that I spend with my kids to bring them on holiday or whatever it is we're doing with my family. That means more than anything. But also, I don't want to ignore the fact that I'm an artist and people still request music from me and stuff like that.
I think I wanted to ask, where do you feel like you're at with music now as well? Because I think, I guess it gets to a stage where you have a family, you have kids, and sometimes people are like the creativeness takes a back seat. But are you still writing while you're?
I'm definitely still writing.
In your head,
always there's folders. Hopefully. Apparently people don't listen to albums anymore. People tell me you got to do singles.
No, you just take the singles from the album.
That's what I like doing projects. I feel like a project is what that's the picture of who an artist is. I can't judge an artist by listening to one single. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, especially with the whole drill era, I didn't want to get sucked into let me do a drill song because everyone's doing drill. And now we're seeing that it's slowly getting back into the grime culture of what the UK is about, and that's kind of what I relate to a bit more.
That's sick. Yeah, that's dope, man. Because I used to be in the booth as well. But we're not gonna go into that.
No,
Oh,
I saw
yeah,
you
well-
last weekend on someone's story.
Well, rapping.
Going crazy.
Yeah, man's got a little
I
bar
didn't
still.
know
that.
Yeah, but we're not gonna get into that. And I'm not in the studio. But we're gonna make sure we listen to your team though, because obviously once that. But I just always thought it was interesting because yeah, I feel like it's just nice to know it. I think because a lot of people know you for music, they are probably waiting for music as well. I don't mind doing a verse on Hidden Pain 2, just let me know, Carl.
I hear that.
Quick
You
60
have to hold into that now.
Man's got that, yeah, that's it. You gonna jump in as well? Oh my, we got a whole and then you.
Oh no.
What?
Maybe BBs, but maybe.
JTT basketball. And then for you, I guess for you, my question is just your creative process with content. I think I struggle with content in it, and I don't think I'm that old anyway. But I'm old enough. But I feel like with content, I really struggle with just creating content. I think I'm hilarious, by the way. That's why you don't laugh. No, but I actually think I'm hilarious, and I think people think I'm kind of funny too. But I just don't know if I can translate that to social media sometimes. So I think for me, it's like I know you said you got there by accident, but there's something that kept you there. And I think getting there by accident is one thing, but staying to do that thing and being entertaining while you're doing it and just being honest as well. I think being vulnerable and honest is very important in this, because it's like, that's the side of creativity we all need, because especially like within music, within drama, acting and social media, it's like people need to be able to relate to you. So I think for you, it's like, what kept you going? And cause you don't have to do anything you're doing, none of us, to be fair. But for you, it's like, do you know what, like you're actually, and you put up one the other day that was obviously your friend bantering you, and you was obviously in hospital and stuff, and it's just like, what made you, what goes through your mind, what's the process? It's like, you know what, this will make excellent content. You know what I mean? Like, if I talk about this is gonna help someone out. What is that for you?
It's a good question, because I feel like right now I've been in, I don't want to say a season because that sounds too bigger than what it is, but I've been very, like in a rut almost of like not posting the way that I used to. And like I'll look back on my pages and I'll be like, oh, I used to do bare, like I used to do, and then the growth was like, I could measure it, all of this kind of stuff, and now I'm like, I feel like I'm slowing down. So I'm just trying to get back into the habit of posting again. And the question of like, oh, what do I share, or how do I know if something's good enough to like capture in that moment, X, Y, and Z, is I actually don't. And it's the same thing of just kind of like posting what I go through. I'm not really trying to make it look great, really and truly, because I feel like, again, I guess I'm just being kind of hard on myself, but I feel like my things are kind of getting outdated-ish, and I'm not really keeping up with like a lot of trends. But then I'm just like, okay, Tito, you're posting because you're just sharing what you're going through. I'm not trying to speak for everybody. I'm just letting people, just giving them an insight into my life and what's going on right now. And I have great friends who like encourage me. So like I shared a video when I was in hospital and I was being moved from the A&E to a ward, and my friends were just bantering me and they were singing like songs as I was being moved and stuff, and like that's just like my kind of friends. Like they know when I need to be like uplifted and stuff. And even like my friend was saying in the film, like everything is content. Like she'll thank me later for this kind of thing. And I was like, okay, you know what? Thank you for filming that, because like I can easily get caught up. So then they try and go out their way to just make sure that like mentally that I'm in a good space. But yeah, literally like I'll go through my day and just try and be like, okay, how is Sickle Cell impacting me today, kind of thing? What can I share? But there's nothing in particular that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I used to talk about. Like, I did a video the other day about how much I love Lucozade. There's no...
Same.
What is Lucozade?
Original, bro.
Oh, no, not original.
Oh, that's Barry acid.
Hospital, my dad's like, what's that brand?
The orange one tastes like milk.
Hey, whoa.
Hey, man.
You guys do petrol.
How does the fizzy drink taste like
It
this?
just tastes not. The aftertaste of the orange one is yum.
No,
You mentioned Barry acid back then. I'm just gonna put
But
that
I
out.
like the taste of Red Bull as well, so I feel
that's-
like I like that kind of
that's what it
energy
is.
drink.
Yeah.
Is it the glucose?
That's like electric.
I don't know, but like if I'm ill, I won't eat anything, but you can bring me Lucozade and
My thing, in uni, pink lemonade.
that one.
Yo.
It had me hooked for.
Wait, can I?
My blinds could have turned pink.
This may be a little too niche, yeah. Have you had like acute? No. Have you had acute chest? Cool. Have they ever given you there's a painkiller, this when you're younger, when you weren't taking tablets. There's a antibiotic called erythromycin.
What colour was it?
It's like yellow.
I hate that. I hate it.
It has the aftertaste of the antibiotic, and that's what
get her out of here.
That's what got me
Get her out of here.
I used to love the piglet, and then I was like,
and then you say the chicken. It's tastes like vegetables.
No, I remember that yellow, that stupid yellow box.
Yeah. I heard it now. Okay, fair. But okay, process though. I kind of do like some medicines though.
There we go.
Not gonna lie.
Cough syrup, gang.
Do you know what? I'm not mad.
See Cabonia?
Yeah.
Oh, yo, I can drink Cabonia.
I can't lie.
I can drink it.
Also, I can drink it.
Morphine, I can drink it.
Oh, I could do that one.
It's too
I could do that one.
sick.
Naproxen, the tablet, I could easily chew that before my stomach got.
Sorry, that, okay, fair.
Guys, please. I think we need to put like a disclaimer here about like just using your medical. We're allowed.
So so that was interesting. So you just made content on why you like Lucozade. Yeah, fair man.
Yeah, like this is definitely like There's no pattern.
Look at the conversation you just had based on Lucozade.
Yeah.
Like, I think the truth behind it is that people out there like Lucozade. Some people like battery acid, but then the rest of us
like logical people. Exactly. But yeah, there's no real pattern. Like I try and once in a while, like do like a fact about sickle cell or like a habit that someone can pick up or give motivation. But outside of that, it's just there's no.
I think
plans.
you're downplaying what you do, man.
I'm not sure.
Like, because I see you like even just speaking about what people are able to get as disabled people, things that you can apply for and all that stuff. You educate people very well and let people know what kind of benefits they can have as well. So
that's true, but I think it's when like if I find something, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, this could help someone else. Then I'll share it. But if I find it out, then I'm more than happy to sing about. I try.
We all look up to you.
I feel like we've already touched on like obviously how Sickle Cell how it shapes our content to a degree, which I think is beautiful. I want to know which piece everybody is most proud of, whether it's a song, whether it's a music video, whether it's content, like, and why. Like, what one piece of like, yo, when I made that, or when this dropped, are you proud of and why? And it can be in relation to something we spoke about already, or it could be something completely different. But let me know what it is. Performance, could be a performance as well, like when you perform that thing. I got one. There was a day, I used to do 3 events with my friend, it was called Laughing with Love. I was having one of the worst crises of my life, But I feel like the reason why it was one of my most piece of work that I'm proud of, because nobody knew, and I killed that show like a G. Like when I watch back some of the clips on YouTube, I'm like, I cannot believe the next day I was in hospital. Like just on some gang thing.
So you was having a crisis while she was.
I literally like, so every time we'd come on to host or bring on the next act and do a little bit of a speaking engagement and thing. I was there. I was in pain. Cool. As soon as I'm off, I'm in the bed. I've either just taken some painkillers to kind of get me going. But I was literally I was out the next day.
Can I ask what painkillers you were taking that allowed you to continue?
Codeine.
Wait, why you? It sounds like you're just trying to do a show.
There's some people when you're in crisis, that's it. They can't do anything.
Also, I can't I tried to take codeine in the studio once. I said, guys, this is it. I'm going to bed. This is night.
Do you know, I was fighting to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't. Codeine, like when I'm performing, is usually more time. And I don't take codeine a lot. Let me just put a disclaimer out there for everybody.
Even if you don't.
They'll say you're taking lead.
But no, so I think for me it was codeine, and I'm definitely fighting sleep. But I think I'm fighting it so much that I'm not tired. The pain's just gone.
Right. Okay.
So in that moment, I'm just like, yo, what's next? Okay, cool, we're there. Then I might come up and I'll be like, come on.
Yeah.
I'll be massaging myself. The massage. I'll be doing this one for time, and then I'll come back and be like, yo, gang thing. But yeah, codeine for me, and I'll do the trio. Like them are not my best friends because that sounds mad. But when I'm having pain, codeine, ibuprofen, paracetamol, they're my go-getters, my go-hitters. while I'm at home, like if I need to kind of, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's them man there, they keep me thinking. So yeah, that was probably mine. I probably have a few more and stuff that I'm obviously part of. Super Cell, obviously, as you mentioned, just being a part of that was amazing for me. It felt good to be a part of. But what about you guys?
I have a two-parter.
Yeah.
I think quite obviously, I think Evil Eye was an incredible moment for me, and I was proud because it was it was not planned. I just thank God that He makes my career look intentional. Oh my God, yeah, winging it. And yeah, the song wasn't finished, and I finished it 4 days before I actually did the colours performance.
Crazy.
So it was as new to me as it was to everybody else.
Colours is a flex.
What?
Yeah.
Therefore a flex.
Do you know what artists would do to have the blue or orange background and to be looking up at the mic and you're doing this to the mic?
That's the flex. I'm waiting for them to call me for no reason. Orange background.
Yeah.
Fair, and you finished the song 4 days before.
Yeah. And I think that was a big trust God moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because what would make you perform that?
Exactly. No, Colours was like, yeah, we know you've released a project, but we've heard a song that you've done back in the vault, and if you want to get on this thing, you
better finish it.
I said, sure.
Yeah, cool.
So that was obviously an amazing moment that changed the trajectory of my life.
Yeah.
But I also, my Vivo performance of Garden, to me, because I think I got into that weird headspace of thinking that Evil Eye was going to be the only thing that people would remember me for, and having so many people discover me because of Garden, I was like, I've broken through the barrier, and I was proud. And I was like,
that's so interesting.
no, you're not. So here you go.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's proper dope, man.
Yeah.
Evil Eye and Garden, both banging tunes, guys. Guys, make sure you not check it out, man. Sick, fair.
I'm on a table full of legends, man.
We're all on a table full of legends.
Isn't it?
Amazing. I think for me it was, if I'm honest with myself, in 2016 I sold out O2 Academy Islington.
Come on.
And
And you said that
I saw that.
That was,
My siblings.
and honestly, that was a moment for me, because I was at a stage where I'm like, are people listening to my music? Let me just try this. And I said that, God, if 100 people come to my show, I'll be so happy. So I said, let me book the small room. And that's what, like 250 capacity. And I said, if 100 people can pack that out, it will look like
get the right angle for the camera.
Yeah, and then literally like 2 weeks before my show, I got a notification that 3 weeks before the show, a notification that you sold out the venue, and I was like, cool, like 250, let's do it. And then people were like, no, we want tickets. So we moved to the bigger venue and packed that out. So that's what between 600 to 800.
Crazy. Fam, because you're speaking too small.
And it's like people coming like to watch me at the show.
That was your headline show.
It's crazy.
That's mad. And how was the build up like that for you? Like, was you worried that you might end up in a crisis, or was just like, was there anything?
I was doing everything I can to chill that week. I said, no one stressed me out this week. I'm not arguing with my mum, nobody, because I wasn't married at the time. Mum, if my mum tries to say something, okay, mum, don't worry, it's fine. I was just trying my best to just be chill that week. And thankfully it was cool, man.
Fair. T.
So I think there's two that I can think of. One, we were just talking about, I have friends who, a lot of my friends are very creative. So I have friends who they're actors, actresses, directors, they do everything. So they were inspired by a film that they saw where it was like themed about organ donation. And then they were like, oh, we can do something like this. And then they were thinking, okay, what can we do? They were like, oh, Tito, she raises awareness about sickle cell. Let's make a film about sickle cell. So they literally, I remember they came to my house at like one stupid time in the night, like, can we pitch this idea to you? And I was like, this is actually sick. And I felt so honored that they thought to make a whole film around sickle cell because they know me as well. So yeah, that just seeing that come to life, like from when they were writing the script to filming, and even just like premiering it as well. It's called His Sickle Journey. So they were like, "Oh, are we allowed to?" They were like, "Are we allowed to call it this?" Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, of course." But yeah, that was definitely like a really proud moment. Just I'm happy that my work and me being so open about it was able to inspire that. And then they also have a film that's out now that they've done now called Christmas Games Night, which is great. And I'm just so proud of them. They're doing great things. And then the second thing is getting people to donate blood. I remember back in, I think, 2019, I was just like, okay, we need more black people to donate blood. I opened my phone contact and I literally went through each one. I was like, okay, let me call who I know I can call and be like, are you free on the 19th of April? Cool, we're giving blood on this day. And literally just like that, I was able to get around like 30 of my friends to come. I made jollof rice and chicken, and I got plantain crisp. Yeah, I was like, let's make it a thing. And it was so hard to do back in the day because I was like, I'll call the NHS, and they're like, who's this girl? Trying to lock off the whole West London blood donor centre. So I had to literally like book a day so far in advance that I was like, I'm calling to book all these slots myself. But yeah, being able to do that and everyone coming through and just being so open to do it was really like heartwarming. So yeah, that's definitely my top two. Yeah.
See, those are lovely, man. I think that's pretty much up. And now I guess back to Sickle Cell a bit. Like, are there anything that you guys do now to be at your optimal best? Like, I mean, I feel like with Sickle Cell, it's one of those things that pop up. I'm about to pop out and show it, like, you know what I'm saying? They have to be, but they're like, I'm about to pop out and show. So I feel like, is there anything that you feel like you guys do as like a creative process or just as a process in general that you do the utmost to do your best to avoid having a crisis or anything? Because I also feel like as well, people, we'll probably get into some of this, but about anything that anyone else has dealt with, because I think some people just think that Sickle Cell is about crisis, but there's actually so much more that happens. So is there anything that you lot do that just like, you know, that you try to do every day or every other day or just in general that was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna, you know, I'm not trying to have a crisis today or anytime soon?
I think for my specific field, I focus on a lot of vocal health. But with vocal health also includes rest. And I think rest for me is the number one thing. And then regulating my mental health. Because I'm the type of
Let's get into it.
Yeah, no, we can get to that point. Yeah, I'm a stress triggered crisis kind of babe. And so when it's depressing season or whatever, or something is just too overwhelming, my body's like, hey, we're going to bed now. And I feel like Sickle Cell is like, this is the perfect canvas for me to start at. Let me just do what I do best. So yeah, I think prioritizing my mental health, prioritizing my physical health, because one and the same. And vocal health, so I steam, vocal steaming, vocal warm-ups, all of that, vocal rest and all of that good stuff, the teas.
I would say rest is a big thing for me. I love to sleep, and even if I didn't love to sleep, my body will just shut down if I need to sleep. Like, my friends know that I will sleep anywhere. It was really bad. I went to Afro Nation, the first one.
The real enjoyment.
Did I not fall asleep standing up on the beach while Davido was shouting?
What?
Yeah. Standing up. Like, my friends were looking at me like, is she actually falling asleep? Like, I will fall asleep. Like, I can fall asleep anywhere. If my body is tired, it will shut down. And I realized that I can't do too much. Like, even like with work, if it gets to a certain time and I'm just sitting at a desk, I will fall asleep. So it's like, I need to know.
Me. I don't know if my job's boring, there probably is, but I'll be falling asleep.
Yeah, I just need to know myself. And then stress as well is my worst trigger. And it was made apparent to me like during uni. I didn't know that stress was a trigger until I had 7 pieces of coursework, a dissertation, and 7 exams to revise for. Then the nurse was like, because I was in and out of hospital, she was like, oh, do you think it's stress? And I said, I had no idea stress could cause it. So from that point, I was like, okay, you have to be mindful so that even with work, they know that, okay, Tito can't get too stressed. We need to make sure we're monitoring her, like the amount of tasks that I have. So they'll have like a stress assessment and stuff like that for me, which is really good. So yeah, staying on top of stress and making sure that I'm well rested. That's
man, I hear that.
got to.
It's the same for me, man. Rest and stress. I think having two daughters as well. Yeah,
for real, girl dad.
Girl dad is amazing. But
Yeah.
So I try my best to just make sure I get enough rest as much as I can. But I know also being a dad, you have to be active, and sometimes I try not to make myself feel guilty about, I want to give my daughter so much more, but there's some physical abilities. Sometimes my physical ability doesn't allow me to do that. So just try my best to see how much rest I can get, and if I stay on top of my health, then I can be a better father, you know, and more present. So
yeah, that's dope, man. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you guys. I think rest is important. I'll be sleeping anywhere. I'm like you, I can't lie. But sometimes it's not even that I'm sleeping, it's just happening. So I don't know, like, you know, it's just like, wow, what is coming over me? But yeah, no, definitely resting. And I think one thing that's been a big help is just water. The amount of water I drink or try to drink as well, it's just like, I double up. Like, even if I was to have a drink, I'll double up on water every time. So yeah, that's pretty dope. Is there anything else you guys have dealt with that obviously surrounds sickle cell that isn't just a crisis? That people might not be privy to? Yeah.
I think for me, for the most part, most things lead to a crisis. But what I didn't know was that sometimes my crisis are indicators of other underlying issues. And for the most part, my sickle nurse, she was like, listen, it radicalized me. But I was like, okay, She was like, no one's ever died from pain. So the pain that you're experiencing is not what you're going to die from. It's what's going on underneath.
That's
a very harrowing...
I don't know if we have the same that. Because I had that,
and so I have a lot of... Very ironic because I need my lungs and I need thingy, but for as long as I've known, I've had a lot of chest problems, issues. So when I was younger, I had pneumonia and I've had obviously acute chest, and just last year I had sepsis. And it manifested as acute chest and a chest crisis and a leg crisis and everything crisis. That was crisis. That one we said, you know what, this might be it, and that's okay. I've done bare things. It's all it was very
must have been trying to tell my default, man. I've had
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I have a lot of chest situations where the reason why I'm so anal about my vocal health is because I'm just like,
of course, that's what you need.
This part just needs to work.
Definitely,
It just needs to work.
But and it will continue to work.
Amen. But chest issues a lot is what I deal with. That's not outside of crisis.
Of course, the respiratory.
Yes,
This thing.
No, you could go.
I think for me it was having a hip replacement. At 25, so when I was 23, I was starting to have a bit pain in my hip, and I went to the doctor and they gave me an MRI scan and they told me about a vascular necrosis, and that's where there's a lack of blood flow to certain parts of the body, and for me it was the bone and the joints. So they told me at 23 that they wanted to give me a hip replacement. I had to wait like a year and a half, and I was put on the waiting list until I was 25, and I got the hip replacement.
Wow. 25? How old are you now, if you don't mind saying?
26.
10 years ago?
11 years ago.
That's crazy, man.
How do you feel now?
I have back problems. I can't stand up for long because when my hip was acting up, it affected my spine. So standing up for long is not great. And my hip it's better though than how it was. So I'm glad I got it done. But yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, man. So you have metal in your head. So you have to sign that form on the airport where it says you have metal in your head.
The form, but sometimes I go past metal detector and they're like, do you have a belt on? No. Do you have anything? No, I've emptied my pockets. I don't have jewelry. Here's my ring if you want as well. This is what I have. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah.
That's so interesting, man.
Crazy. So for me, it was, I guess, mainly a scare. So sickle cell is a condition that affects the blood flow. And crisis is when like blood gets stuck and it causes pain in certain areas of the body. But if blood gets stuck in your brain now, that could cause a stroke. So I've been having like ocular migraines for maybe like 3 years, but they were like, I'll just see, so like in your eyes, it says it will just go like blurry and then it will be fine and I'll get a migraine that could last like days. And then I went to the doctor, they were like, okay, it's just a migraine, cool. And then one morning, and I'll never forget it because sometimes I feel like I brought it upon myself. I woke up in one mood and I was like complaining, life is so rubbish, God, why this, why that? I think I was going through some issues with work or whatever, I just couldn't find a job. I was like, why this, why that? And then I kid you not, like immediately after that phone call with my friend, the vision in my left eye completely went. Wow. Like it just went black and I was like, what? Like, thank God I'm not complaining anymore. I said, I take it all back. I said, what's going on? So it all went and then hysterics, called the ambulance, X, Y, and Z. And then it started to come back and then I got a migraine. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe they were like, okay, it's a version of that. But with the whole like panicking and stuff, they did like MRI, CT scan, etc. And they saw that in the past I've had a few silent strokes. I was like, whoa, like,
quite common as well, to be fair.
Exactly, but I didn't even think, I was like, that won't happen to me. And then when I heard it, I said, my heart dropped. So then I thank God that the migraine happened because if it didn't happen, then they wouldn't know this. And because they saw that, they've changed my treatment plan. So that's why I have exchange transfusions every 4 weeks. The people... Yeah.
So
yeah.
I have 8 now. I just started.
I'm very jealous.
I'm about to start.
Yeah. So because a lot of people have that just with dealing with like crises and stuff like that, and I was okay with managing it as long as I use my medicine as frequently as I should. Even though I didn't, but I knew that when I use my medicine, I was good at managing like the number of crises I'd get. But so the reason why I have transfusions is to prevent a stroke from happening that will actually like So. Honestly.
Interesting. I mean, I think seeing as you guys have been so vulnerable, but I think I had a similar situation with your nurse as well. Well, not your nurse, but my nurse. And she basically was just like, just buy it, because I don't really take medication. I don't know if you guys do, but I struggle.
I've had a very long
I struggle. And I remember I just had a mad conversation and she just said, you know what, look, having sickle cell doesn't just mean you're going to have crises that people see, that takes you to hospital. Like, sometimes it's just happening in the background. Like there's crisis happening that just don't play itself. One thing I've dealt with that I've known it was to do with sickle cell, but I haven't always known, is I'm unfortunate of like leg ulcers. I haven't really spoken about this or told anyone before, and it's been probably my biggest insecurity. So I remember like the first time it happened, it was like years ago. I was young, and I just had a cut on my foot after playing football. And I thought, this is okay, it'll heal up, but it didn't. The blood flow in my leg wasn't really flowing, and it became an ulcer. I had to go to the GP, and I thought, like, for me, it was just like, this is crap. Like, because I'm meant to be in an actor, I'm meant to be presenting hosts and sometimes I'm in bandages. Like, I have to have a bandage on my foot wrapped up and stuff. So if you do look at some of my pictures, like, you'll see, like, there's spattle scars of where, like, it's obviously healed up and thinging. And it's been annoying because I feel like I didn't actually realise what it was at the time. And then I literally had a sit-down conversation and I realised that with sickle cell there's so many things that can happen, like organ damage. And that's when I found out about the ulcers in it, and I just thought, even talking about this now is making me a bit like wolf. But it was just something that I dealt with, and I know there's probably other people out there that deal with it, but it was just, for me, it was like, how do I didn't know how to cope at some points, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I had to not wear it. So like now people, when you see me and I'm like, I got an ankle problem, it might have been down, it might have not, who knows, better find out. But sometimes when I was in Crocs or Birkenstocks or certain type of shoes, I was wearing them because I couldn't actually wear my crepe. I love crepe. Like, yo, I got a couple Jordans.
Collection
You know
is serious.
I got and I think for me it was like people don't know enough about this. I never really spoke about it, obviously right now. But there's so much that can happen around Sickle Cell that people don't understand, and it's mad because I guess it's an invisible illness. So everything that we ever go through is always going to be hidden. So people are just going to be like, yeah, they're fine. Oh, yeah, they're gassing and stuff. And I think this is a course, I guess maybe to people and to even like professionals that we work with to just be like, yo, look, just treat people nicely. Like, not even just treat me nicely because of that, but just treat people nicely because you never know what's they're going through, what's happening. So thank you guys for being vulnerable with me and allowing me to be vulnerable. But on the flip side of that, I feel like comedy is a big part of what we deal with to a degree. I feel like the jokes that your friends make around being in crisis, I feel like being able to play yourself. For me, I can say that, you know, because I'm 6'2", the blood doesn't flow all the way down to my legs, which is why I have it, you know what I'm saying? But I have a short torso, 30%, 70% leg and that. But I feel like why do you think we always revert to laughter? Like, is laughter proper healing? I think it is to be there. What do you think?
You know the saying, if you don't laugh,
Yeah.
if you don't laugh, you cry. I think a lot of us, it's not just a coping mechanism, but we've been through so much hurt from, this is a hereditary disease, something that you're diagnosed with from birth. If you think about the whole time you've missed school or missed certain events because you've gone to hospital and all these things, you start to think, you know what, I'm still alive today. So if I'm gonna banter about this pain I've been going through, fair enough, bro, because you know what I'm saying, me and my wife banter about it all the time. But I think it just gives you have to have a light-hearted side to things, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to, if the nurse's toe looks mad, when she's giving me morphine, I'm just going to start busting up to myself, bro. You might think it's the morphine, but I'm laughing at your toe. You know what I'm saying? We have to get in a place of like, you know, as the Bible says, like, mourning lasts for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And sometimes we need to be in that place of joy because we've done too much mourning. Do you know what I'm saying?
Can I even piggyback on that? Even just that scripture. Sometimes we think the mourning is, you know, after the fact, and it is. But sometimes joy comes in the morning. Like whilst you're going through the morning of whatever it is, your good health, your time, your whatever, you need to find the joy in it. And I think
there's joy in all of it,
and I think, like you said, there needs to be a light side to this, because I just don't think God is an unfair God. I think life is unfair, but if I'm going by faith, because not everybody has this, but for me personally, if what God says about me in the Bible is true, then this is not what He necessarily wants for me. And it can get dark, and when you think, oh yeah, I've been diagnosed with this thing since birth. So did my mom not know? My dad had it. Who knew? Why? And it becomes dark. Because then you're like, do I resent for this decision that you made? Do I, like, what is it here? Like, my dad's not a part of my life yet, so I'm always like, it's easy. It's you. Because if it was makes sense, I could be, get me. But it gets way too dark, way too quickly, and so you just have to make jokes. But my jokes they're not light-hearted now, they're very dark. Very dark.
Black humor, I don't know, black humor can roll sometimes.
Is it the Sickle Cell that's made us?
It's what it's been.
I don't know if you have this with your friends or any of your family members, people who have like a clean bill of health. When you make certain jokes, they're
That's hilarious. Okay, that's fine. I think comedy is a big part of me. I could be busting jokes. I'll be in pain. I'll be like, you see that movie sometimes. Look, I know I speak about it a lot. I don't be on it a lot. But when I'm on it, I'm going to my bet. I want to say, guys, I might have to do a comedy set after the movie. I'm at my peakest. I'm funny. But you see when I say that quote, the jokes are flying. Flying.
But yeah, for me, one thing that I've been praying a lot when I remember. It's like, listen, God, give me a reason to laugh today. Like, that's one thing that I want every day. And with sickle cell, like, in my head, I'm like, everyone in the world is going through something, whether it's sickle cell or not. And then someone gave like an example of, like, say everyone put their problems like in a bucket. You will probably just pick yours back. Like, you don't want to pick someone else's. So I'm just like, okay, cool. This is what I'm here dealing with. Let me still find the joy in life. Like, let me still find reasons to laugh. And that's literally it.
It's nice. All right. Coming towards the end of this, I want to ask a quick creative question and I'll ask another question. What collaboration or project have you always dreamed of doing? So for you, collaboration project, maybe with acting or music. For you, music or in life. And for you, maybe like a brand deal or anything. What would be like one of the dream collaboration projects or something?
Dream collab. I think with an artist, Scissor.
Oh, okay.
That's my.
I don't know her real name. What's her real name? Solana.
Yeah.
But she knows of you. She follows you.
Yes.
She's a fan of your music.
Oh,
that's not too
Scissor, I know you're watching this.
Come on, man.
Scissor, I know you're watching.
She's going on tour soon as well. She's going on tour soon as well. She might be coming to London.
Email me.
That is.
I'll message Bellah and then we'll sort that out.
She's very like vocal about her support, which is very fantastic. Sometimes she'll DM me or like leave a video on a post, and I'm just like, okay, cool. So I say that because at some point the stars will align and that will happen. And then Crocs, me and Crocs need to stick together and make money.
Crocs the crap, yeah? Come on.
Whoa. There's not.
Crocs Europe, yeah?
Anybody in my team, they'll say, what shoe is Bellah coming in today? It's
Crocs.
Is it in dead of winter? It's Crocs. That's the most comfortable shoe that exists.
What would your Croc look like? That guy. Look at Crocs X Bellah.
Yeah.
I think it would give a print.
Okay.
Like the first pair of Crocs that I had was like a crocodile skin Croc, and it was the Crocs. You know what? I'm not a Crocs girl, but they're on fire, and I was like, periods.
Say Congolese Crocs.
Yeah, make it.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
So Scissor and Crocs.
I'm
there for that, you know.
That's me.
Yeah, obviously, when you don't watch that, man, shout out. Let's get that deal going. It's my 10%. T, what about you?
To be honest, I thought about this question a very long time ago. Like maybe beginning days when I was like, okay, let me plan this first sickle journey. Even though I don't go to the plan, but I was like, I would love to collab with like a water company or something. Listen, the way we consume water, as in you don't even have to look elsewhere. Like in my head, I was like, that's different. I don't know which one.
Oh my days, I could drink water all day.
I literally
water. I don't understand. You see the people that drink Coke. How?
No, that's not human consumption. And then after that, Lucozade, because naturally. I would save my pocket. The damage that I do.
Yeah, no, what brand makes so much sense. Any in mind, or you just keep your options open?
Yeah, keep them up. There's Smart Water, Evian. I don't mind.
Aqua Capital.
Boss.
Fiji,
don't worry.
Fiji collab. It's giving.
Fiji water is sweet.
It's giving abroad inboard.
Abroad inboard.
I like that. And then Lucozade, why not? Yeah, man. Alright, cool. Where are you?
My dream feature would be Gets, man. Gets is my favourite artist of all time. If I can get a tune with Gets, I just know exactly what kind of tune it will be, what kind of producer we would have, all of that. So Gets is my dream feature.
So you're on the same set. So
I'm more talented than man. I let him know.
I feel like
as well.
That's very attainable.
Yeah, definitely.
You think so?
Yeah, I saw a TikTok video of him rapping about Jesus. This is right.
I was at that show, When I say,
oh, you was there, yeah? I wish I was there.
They just brought out an album, him and Real Kid, and you had to be at the show to get the album. So you tap it on your phone. That's how they're selling it. They're cutting out the middle, man.
Can I get that from you, or you don't mind this position?
You have to get it from me, but because I bought it from them.
I can buy it from them or through you.
Do you have a link?
No. You have to go to the show to get it.
Swear, but there's no more shows.
So it's like a QR code situation.
No, it's like a little, it looks like a rubber band.
Swear.
And then you tap it on your phone and the album comes up.
The MPC thing, and it comes up with a link.
Yeah, it comes up with the album straight on the internet.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then what? And that's the way, because he was rapping about Jesus.
He's got a song called Yes You Are on there,
Okay.
and he's Jesus out on that.
Yeah. I love that.
I was at the show like, yes, I honestly, I would love
I can see that still. Even gets back to back. Yeah, I can see that. Jamie Foxx, you know. I would love to do a show with Jamie Foxx or just chat to him, just on a thing. I think he's like funny. I think he's super talented. And also, I watched his special. I don't know if you watched any of his.
Not yet, but I've heard it.
He speak a lot about God and his. I mean, some things he was saying, I was a bit like, but overall, I feel like, yeah, man, I think he's dope. I'd love to work with him if I had the opportunity to. And who else? I don't know who personally. And I'm just, I mean, you know, I'm open to brands. Collabs, you know, I wear a lot of stuff, Picante, just, you know, brands. But no, that's been dope. I think my last question for everyone, before we start thanking and stuff, is what would be one piece of advice you'd give to someone who has sickle cell and they're on their creative journey, who just from any point of view, like whether they want to speak about sickle cell or not, or how they can use their sickle cell to feel what they do, what would be a piece of advice that you would all give them? Let's start with T.
I think it would just be like the same way that with me, I'm just trying to be who my younger self wanted. I think it's the same thing, like just be who you need, whether it's the younger self or the person that you need now. Like, let your art speak for you, and then I thought people will then follow. Like, because if you try and do stuff for other people, you find that trends and people will just pick up interest and then lose it the next day. So just focus on what you need for yourself, and I think the rest will follow from that.
I would say that, like, I know that you may not want to be known as the person with sickle cell, and in doing so you might neglect a lot of the things that you need to do to manage your health. But always remember that you can't actually do the creative thing if you're not here. And so your health goes hand in hand with your creativity, because you need to be alive for people to see what it is that you have to offer. So think of your health as a tool as well. Say when you pick up a mic or you'll study. Do you know what I mean? Your healthcare is a part of your preparation.
That's deep.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that's.
I would say don't let sickle cell define you. Don't let it be your the reason why you don't want to do something. Can I achieve this, or can I get to this place because of my physical health? Don't allow sickle cell to be the reason why you don't want to achieve your goals. I always say I have sickle cell doesn't have me. So I'm not going to allow sickle cell to stop me from, obviously I have to have wisdom. I'm not going to go and climb Kilimanjaro, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, but then there's people that do 10K runs.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
Hey, 10K.
5K.
We're trying.
But me, I know that I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But just understand and learn your limits, but not allowing yourself to be limited by sickle cell. You know what I'm saying?
Amazing. Guys, thank you, man. I mean, I'll say, similar. Do it for your younger self, do it for yourself now, or do it for your future self. I've got the saying that I live by now, it's called make the pattern patternable. You know what I'm saying? And it's just it's my own version of like where there's a will, there's a way. And trust me, man, you can do it. You've got it in you. So just make it happen, man. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I love you with all my heart and whatever.
Oh, I heard.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So obviously all you guys do blood donations, right?
Transfusion.
Sorry.
I don't think they want my blood.
Yeah. I like that.
Blood
It reminds me.
transfusion.
Exchange.
Exchanging the old blood for the new. So for you do it how many times?
Every 6 weeks.
Every 6 weeks. Yours is now every 4 weeks, as you mentioned,
yeah.
and yours is every
8 weeks. Yeah.
So not that I've stayed clear of it. I think there's always been a stigma around it.
Has there?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. My parents, who I love, like they're just very concerned about what they think is in the blood. And who has had the blood and stuff. Which I feel like comes from
other people.
Yeah.
I get 12 units of blood.
12 units.
12 units will come from different people.
Yeah. How many?
Just the same blood group.
10 units.
Yeah. 9
units. Okay. Me and you are about the same height, 6'2", so I'm gonna need about 14.
No.
Give or take units.
quick maths. Yes.
I know people who are Jehovah's Witnesses don't do it at all.
They can't take blood.
You have to pray for the blood.
That's my mum was like, make sure you lay hands on each one.
So but obviously we're all people of faith here. So it's a little prayer over the blood.
And just keep it pushing. I think the thing that scared me the most was the obviously you have to do some cross matching with your actual blood. It was just the kind of if your body rejected blood.
Yes,
see the way they talk about that.
I think it's very honest though.
Yeah, it's very honest, but that was the height of my fear. For me, the exchange was like a shiny. Because I hate taking my medication, so when they were like, and I've had a splenectomy, so the only medication right now I'm on is penicillin and folic acid, and that's it. So
are you actually on it? Because I'm meant to be on it.
Yeah. I'm on it. Yeah, I tried. But for the most part, I can do that because they're too small. When I was doing the hydroxy stuff, I saw them, and then they put me on the Oxbright. What was it? What was it called? The one that.
Oh, the new one.
The new one, and then they cancelled. Yeah. But I told my mom, I said, this one is not for me, and then they cancelled. I said, look, I told you.
God knew.
The rambling aside, to me, the exchange was this very bright, shiny, leave me alone for 8 weeks so that I can live my life. And for me personally.
I'm interested, and I think I've spoken to a lot of, like, even I messaged you the other day about hydroxyurea and stuff and just how it affected you all. And I think I am a bit more entwined. So I guess this is also going to turn into a bit of a call to action. I think you've done a blood donation. You've done a blood donation, right? Or
no, I'm
not blood donation. As in
blood drive.
Blood drive.
Yeah, I'm planning
to do one. We can do something together. Actually, I don't mind.
Yeah, sounds good.
And I'm guessing
I haven't done one yet. But I really want to.
We can sort something out. So I think, but for me, I realised, I think it's probably something I want to do just to help that situation. But that means that we're going to need more blood donors. We're going to need a lot more blood donors, especially black people to donate blood, because I realise that's the closest match we're going to get, if we're being honest and quite frank. And I think they said something like one person is 3 pints.
Yeah.
So if one person is 3 pints, you need 9 pints. That's 3, 6, 9. That's about 3 people for you.
Oh no! One person could potentially be up to like 3.
Up to 3.
Yeah.
So some people
up to 3 live, like 3.
Up to 3 lives.
Yeah.
How many pints for one person? See, we're all doing it together.
It's like they do.
Roughly.
Someone can donate, like, because I get all my friends to donate blood now.
Okay,
so
fair.
I think the max is like around 470 milliliters, like per donation.
Okay.
And with that, because I have a friend, like they'll label the bags like if they can give blood to special people. So one of my friends, his blood goes directly to like babies. So
amazing.
And I think that one, like they'll divide it into like 3, or they'll divide the substances. So it'll be like the blood, the plasma, so then that way, like the way they break it down, it can save like multiple people through that one donation.
Okay, cool, fair.
And another one of my friends will be like the RO subtype, which is what we're talking about. So that will go directly to people, more likely people who have sickle cell, and stuff like that. So it's really.
So roughly 470, you said,
Yeah.
milliliters. So in the comments, whoever you are, if you just work that out into pints. But I feel like essentially we need a lot more people to donate, because if for you to have it every 8 weeks, every 6 weeks, and every 9 weeks. No, 4 weeks. Every 4 weeks. Then it's like we need a lot more people to start donating, because I'm going to jump on the list, so we need extra more. So this is just a call to get people to donate blood, man. Please let your friends know, and that was it. Thanks. Thanks, guys. But man, appreciate it. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Follow these guys. All their socials will be below. Get to know them. Follow their journeys. Their creative journeys. They get to know them as people. Like we've all mentioned, Sickle Cell is just something that we have. It's not who we are. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, look in with them being tuned, and I'll catch you soon.